Hi, my name is Sandra, and this is video number 4 about healing from narcissistic abuse, from a victim to a hero. And I think a lot happened since my last video, and I realize I haven't finished the idea I had, the project about narcissistic abuse and how to heal from it. So, today's episode, I would like to put a title on it as Process the Trauma. What does it mean, process the trauma, in light of narcissistic abuse and healing from it? Well, if you're out of it, you know very well that certain memories and situations come back. And they come back very suddenly, unexpectedly, because something that you experience in your daily life, maybe by just going shopping, you see some certain situation or someone's behavior, and something from your past comes back, and it could have so paralyzing impact on you. So very often you keep quitting whatever you were doing because the feeling is so overwhelming and hard to carry on whatever you were planning to do. All of these flashbacks or intrusive thoughts, they're very normal, okay? It means that your body is processing, going through. Often when you were in a situation where you weren't able to feel, now it's the time when you feel safe enough to actually feel and process what has happened. Often years after you left narcissistic abuse and you are with a person and you establish a good, healthy relationship, you start to heal by comparing those two and thinking, so this is how it could be. And then you start to realize how unhealthy your previous relationship was. This is very normal. And I know it's not easy. However, when you look at it from the perspective that now you are safe, now you can deal with the stuff you weren't able to do so in the past, you start to understand that even though the flashbacks are very uncomfortable, could have real impact on your daily life, they are the sign that your body is trying to heal. If you think that this is too much, and the experience you've got is the one that stops you from your daily life, then I would say seek for help, reach out and check, because there are therapies available that could help you with your flashbacks and all of the past that is just crippling on you. At the end of today's session, I will show you how, by using EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques, you could help yourself to release some of those stressful memories or feelings, emotions that come with it. Another challenge in processing the trauma could be actually trusting the others. How can you trust people you don't know if you put your trust in someone who at first seemed to be very kind and nice, genuine person, but then you found out that they are not as genuine and really kind people as you thought they are? Building trust back, I would say, it's another step in your healing process. And trust your body, trust yourself. I know it's easier to say than do, because when you leave narcissistic abuse, you don't know what is what, who and who. Your intuition very often has been like suppressed for many years, and it's very hard to trust yourself again. And there are at least a couple of reasons why it is so difficult. A, because you trusted yourself and your gut instinct when you met the person you ended up in abusive relationship. So you could say, so if this is what happened to me, then how can I trust myself? And then another thing is, in order to stay in abusive relationship, you started to choose, let's say, calm, peace of mind over yourself. What do I mean by saying it? You remember those situations when you thought something different, or you wanted something else, or you didn't agree, or you didn't want to do something. However, in order to keep the peace in the family, to not trigger the other person, to not be an excuse, to not start anything, you just get along. Okay? So with every situation, and every situation that happened after this, every cycle, you kind of strengthen up the feeling in yourself that it's good to leave yourself behind, and it's good not to trust yourself, because if you would follow your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, your opinions, you would end up in another disagreement and another abuse. So this is why it's very hard, or it could be very hard, to trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself and you feel a bit insecure with others, then this is something to work on. And it's possible to heal this huge area, step by step. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, step by step. And the third challenge I would add to the subject of processing the trauma when thinking about being out of abusive relationship would be there's some sort of lingering anger and sadness. And as far as it is really normal and natural to feel sense of loss, you had your beliefs, you had your hopes for the relationship, because when you started the relationship, you hoped for the best. Each of us, when we start at the beginning of relationship, we don't think about the future divorce or split up. We hope that this is a good place for us to be. So when you lose relationship, even if it was very wrecking and exhausting for you in the end, then there are always these good memories, the good situations, the things that kept you with this person. And it could be really hard to get over the fact that this is done, especially that you put so much effort, so much of sacrificing yourself. So there was still at the back of your head there's some sort of expectations that this would be fulfilled, this would be seen, and someone would actually appreciate your sacrifice. Well, you very well know life doesn't work this way. When you are a giver, you have to learn to set your boundaries and to check with yourself, why am I giving so much? Why do I think I can rescue this person or situation? Why do I feel like I really need to be someone who rescues someone else? And no, I am not inviting each of us to start to be egoistic people who don't care about the others. But putting yourself in the role of someone who rescued the other, it's a very interesting thing to work on. Because maybe like in my situation, you were the adult child of alcoholic, and you could carry on the idea of that it is you, it is your role to rescue, to save the day. So again, this is, to me, this is like an invitation to work on yourself and seek for further help. Right, let's go to something that is more optimistic, which is solutions. So one of the things you can do is to seek for trauma-informed therapy, EMDR, CBT, or even EFT. That is perfect because, in my opinion, it doesn't re-traumatize you, and then it helps you to release the emotions, the stress, the frustrations that could be still in your body. Because you remember, in your head, you can explain it to yourself. It's good that I am out of this relationship, but your body remembers, it keeps all of the emotions, and now it's the time to help yourself. I would encourage you not only to seek therapy, but as well to start to use your body. If you liked dancing in the past, because very often we quit the things we like when we are in abusive relationship from all sorts of reasons. But if you like dancing, swimming, walking, shaking is really good. This is one actually of stress relief and trauma relief exercises. Go back to your body, check what would work with you, how you can move this body, maybe yoga, maybe Pilates, maybe Tai Chi. There's so many of those available today. Check with yourself. I would say first, educate yourself, go to therapy that is trauma-informed, and last but not least, movement. Move your body so your body could start to feel that it's safe, not only by knowing the brain and the head, but by movement. There are so many simple ways of creative outlets like art, writing journal, music, releasing emotions. And yes, often if you watch a movie and you will start crying, or you will just build up this anger, pause for a moment, or maybe after, when you watch it with some company, ask yourself why this moment in that movie was so touchy or triggering to me. This is really perfect little situation where you can start exploring your ways of your body showing you emotions. Last but not least, forgive yourself. This is hard, isn't it? Forgive yourself, because now you understand. Now you learned. You started to educate yourself. Now you see the mechanism behind it. Now you can start joining the dots. You can join your childhood, what and how your relationship between the parents looked like, how all of this has been created in your family of origin, and then you can see where do you come from. Very often we inherit ways of dealing with relationship and problems, not only from our parents, but bigger family picture and systems. So understand, you couldn't know then, back in time, what you know now. And this is very powerful. Maybe you are still not in the place you would like to be, but forgive yourself and be grateful to yourself that you actually are in a place that you are, that I knew I would mess this up, but this is so powerful. I've got it written on very old piece of paper that looks like so scruffy, but I don't want to throw it away. It says that it says in Polish, I am so grateful. No, let's start again. Maybe I am not where I want to be, but I am so grateful that I am not where I used to be. And this is what is the perfect summarize of understanding and forgiving. You made a little step. I know it's not easy now when you heal from abusive relationship. I know, but you are in a completely different place now. So think about this one thing that you can do for yourself today. One thing. And for the end, as I promised, I would like to show you short round of EFT setup. In different video, I think I explained how EFT works. So today and for now, to keep this video short and sweet, I hope, I will just speak and tap, and you please, if you can, follow me. So the first thing would be, I always have my legs not on the floor, you know, scrunch up like snake. So I would like to ask you to sit comfortably. Put your both legs on the floor so you can feel it. And now let's start with just simple setup. We'll start on karate and I will show you the points. Even if it's hard for me at the moment, I see it and I understand. Even if it's hard for me at the moment, I see it and I understand it. Even if it's hard for me at the moment, I see it and I understand it. I feel it is really hard. Sometimes it is overwhelming. Sometimes I feel it's so difficult to start my new life. I can feel so lost, full of anger, sadness, thinking like the time I had, it was just waste. I feel that frustration. I feel that anger. I feel that sadness. This waste of time, energy, effort. It's okay to feel all of this. It's okay to feel how I feel right now. Maybe you feel something in your body. For example, when we are speaking now, I feel there's some sort of tightening in my throat, so I will refer to it. You please follow me. This tightening in my throat. My throat. The tight throat I feel I've got now. All of the words that were unspoken, my silence, my throat. My throat, unspoken. The words I was never able to speak up. Because it was safer not to. Those processes can be really powerful. Unspoken. The tightness in my throat. My throat. My throat. Take the breath in and out, and now we will do another setup, this time a little bit more positive. Even if I feel all of those negative feelings, I choose to feel good with myself. Even if I feel all of those negative feelings, I choose to accept myself. Even if I feel all of these negative feelings, I choose to accept myself. I accept myself. I am choosing myself. I started burping. That's very normal, by the way. I choose myself. Here and now, I accept myself. I am choosing myself. I love myself. I love myself. I choose myself. I am very grateful for my choices. I choose myself. I accept myself. I love myself. I choose myself. I accept myself. This is really short setup for letting go of all of the emotions and feelings in our body that could be connected with healing trauma after experiencing abusive relationship. Now, you need to keep in mind to take it easy, look after yourself, treat yourself with love and respect, and if you don't know how to, start one step at a time. This is what I've done. When I left my abusive relationship, I was with 3 children of mine in foreign country without family support, because my family is in my country of origin in Poland. I know how hard it could be, and I know if you've got children, you need to keep yourself strong for them, even if inside you feel shattered. But this is nothing new, isn't it? Because so often you felt broken and you tried to keep your face and your emotions well hidden because you didn't want your children to see, but they feel. I think it would be worth it to talk about us and our children in other podcasts. However, for today, I will say bye. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I don't post here often. I concentrate on my Polish channel, but recently I have discovered, and this year is a year for me of finishing my project, that I never actually finished all of those podcasts here. So this is episode number 4, and from what I remember, I planned, let me check. I think I've got 2 more. Yes, I've got 2 more to record. So watch the space. Have a lovely day, especially before Easter holidays. Take care of yourself.